Hello, I'm Stephen Monkey Mason and welcome to my audio podcast for Jaws the Revenge, and I'm pressing play now. Now why do you ask I do Jaws 4? It says Jaws 4 on the back of the box. The most misleading box you've ever seen. Big shark, bursting out of the water, Jaws 2, 3 and The Revenge. So if you were like anyone else picking it up thinking, yeah, there's 4 Jaws films, you don't get the original Jaws in this box set. Why I'm doing Jaws 4 is the other night I opened this box set up. I got it quite cheap. I watched Jaws 2 and loved it. I've seen Jaws 1 so many times. I watched Jaws 3 and was like, shall I do a podcast for this with 3D? And then I remembered when I did a little bit of review for Friday the 13th Part 3, and I got me Freddy glasses out, because it would have to be the old school green and red 3D glasses I would have to wear. I just remember having such a migraine that night, so I was like, nah. Now Jaws 4 has appeared throughout my channel. It's had a review random. It's also had a fast forward review with Jack. It's a Christmas film, as it starts off here with Christmas music going there. Big ass, changed the font, you know what I mean? Not as like outlandish as Jaws 3. I mean, Christ, that just looks like it's getting pushed along. That looks like a bloody model. Yeah, that looks like a model. A lot of model work going here. Mario Van Peebles. There you go. I got a lot of love for this as a kid, because this is the one I had. I remember having this, and I remember having, I think, just under half when I used to take them off the telly of Jaws 2. And I watched Jaws 2 the other night, and I thought it was really good. I think they did a really good job of the second one, how outlandish it is. The third one's batshit crazy. And this one really, Michael Caine, this one really wanted to keep on going. And since this movie, there hasn't been a Jaws movie now in nearly 30 years. So, another shark film. I mean, you could have called The Shallows Jaws. I'm going to try and talk quite loud on this, because the Jaws music by John Williams is iconic and used at the start, then tingles off a bit. The score for the set one was really good. Edited by Michael Brown. As we're just getting a bit of underwater sea shots, and that totally looks like a miniature village as we pan it through the water again. Yeah, it's got to be a miniature, that. Got to be. Yeah, that's a miniature. That's it. That's just filmed in a pond, not a pond. Based on the characters by Peter Benchley, he gets his name on there. Written by Michael D. Gomez. Dun 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 dun. Getting a bit louder. I've got to go slow enough. I'm going really quick tonight. Really talking good. Now the reason why I'm doing this is I've recorded 3 podcasts so far for Tremors, a film that was inspired by Jaws. I've done 1 and 2, and then I went to New Zealand for a month. I've been back, and 2 nights ago I recorded Tremors 3, but I kind of don't want to release them until they're in order and coincide with New Zealand footage. So I'm recording this one. I'm going to try and push it out straight away. Get it recorded, get it mastered, get it rendered, get it up online, and just drop it out. So the storyline picks up. It has nothing to do with the third one. Laureen Gray is back, Chief Brody's wife. I think she really pulls this well. I think this is one of her last films. I think she really pulls it, and this is, I don't know if this is Michael or whatever. In the third movie, he's the cowboy who comes into town to see his brother. And also the little boy crying at the beach at the start. And it's going to flip to the Bahamas. Now, unfortunately, I do know that this little girl who plays it, who does a really good job on the other end of the phone, died not long after this as well, which was terrifying. I think she was only like 10. But yeah, it just totally cascades the third. I mean, in the theory, if the third movie had not included the Brodies, it would have fit alright, but it's fucking ludicrous, the third one. It is a really good idea for a movie, but the execution was appalling. You know, the great white shark, and like you just see it floating around the tank and it turns upside down, and then, you know, the iconic fucking, oh my god, slow motion and hitting the glass, and it just freezes there before the glass shatters. You think, what the fuck? But yeah, this is a Christmas film. It looks like it's been shot in Martha's Vineyard. For all they used this bit, it was probably just this little town made up like that. But Ross Schreiner has been ruled out, died of a heart attack. And she's got her 2 sons. One works in the Bahamas, happily married with a granddaughter. There you go. Rob Schreiner would have got a nice paycheck for that picture. She looks like the original actress from the original movie as well. Keeping it in the family. He is now a police officer as well. I know one of them's called Michael. I can't remember what the other kid's called. But yeah, even him, you know what I mean. He's been through this all. I mean, he was on the rafts to Clyde together. He was on the buggies. Ross Schreiner's getting a paycheck, total paycheck. And I think as well of Jaws 2, the extra features on Jaws 2 were really good. There's a really good documentary that looks like it's been made off the tail end of the absolutely amazing documentary on the original Jaws movie. And then Jaws 3 had fucking... What's the extras on Jaws 3 on Blu-ray? The 3D version. That's fucking brilliant. I mean, this will have probably nothing as well. All available individually, or you can get one on its own and 2, 3 and 4 in a box set. But again, it's such a misleading box set. It says Jaws. Christmas Carol going on there. Look at that kid with a fucking saxophone. They look cold and bored. It's very like takes a classic holiday theme song and gives it a very bleak death coming up in a minute. But the movie is outlandish to think that the shark is back for revenge. I mean, it's what the title insists. I mean, it's fucking crazy, the fact that the shark is back for fucking revenge after the Brody family, and they're gonna move to the Bahamas, and the shark's gonna beat them to the Bahamas. Richard Jennings did a great thing before he took his own life. Great stand-up skit. You can still find that online. But like, I didn't want to follow in his footsteps of like, if I'd watched, because I watched Jaws 2 the night before, fell asleep, so I watched half of Jaws 2, then into Jaws 3 while I was editing, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no way I'm watching Jaws 4 at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, stupid. Like, what are you doing with yourself? And I thought, you know what? I'll do one podcast for all 4 Jaws films and this one. And it is outlandish, but I just thought I'll vent away, because there's fucking a lot going down in Britain at the moment, and especially all over the world with this lockdown. And the podcasts take a while. They take real time to record, time to master, and then he gets killed by a log here. Return of the Log. It's like Roy Scheider when he tries to go in the water in Jaws 2, and they fucking just driving along, and there's just a log floating there, and he's going, suspicious. Very suspicious. And if you rewatch that in Jaws 2, he goes to the water and he sort of jumps back from the water. He's like, well, of course you're going to get fucking wet. And then he goes in, and then he gets slapped in the face by a burnt woman. I was like, fucking hell. So yeah. But again, it's like a film, outlandish it is. I mean, it's they took cues. I mean, Jaws 3, the most of that must have just been filmed in a water tank, for what you see of the shark and stuff. And obviously a lot on that location as well, at SeaWorld. I've got the video game. I remember playing the video game, which is pretty much Grand Theft Auto as Jaws. He's about to come out here. Do you see the shark this early on? I remember it doesn't have like a massive reveal. There you go. There you do. See? That's quite good. I mean, that's fucking brutal, mind. Fucking bites his whole arm off. It's fucking brutal. I mean, I'm sure this is a 12. I've got this on VHS still. Fucking grim, like. He's totally deadpanning the camera and laughing. But yeah, probably bleak ending. At the end of the day, if it was the same actor, then you might have went, oh yeah, I got pity for I didn't see him coming, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty brutal fucking shark attack. And give it all its fairness. The bleak, fucking dark water. Rustle in the water, the close-ups. Look at that, man. Just fucking ripped him right out the boat. Fuck me, that's terrifying. He's gone. No, he's not. He's gone. Even the boat's going down. I think that there's not that many people out in the world that Jaws didn't really affect. Going in the water and just that's it, you're fucked. You know, the log. The killer log. I totally remember this one as a kid, man. Fascination, but sheer fear as well. I think she doesn't dial in the performance as well. Reminds me a lot of Sigourney Weaver, and a very strong female performance. And she stepped up, you know. I mean, she would have got a really good paycheck because the story revolves around her. You're not going to recast her. But yeah, I mean, 2 instances where shark, her husband has a heart attack. She's a widower. She just becomes fucking obsessed and ludicrous. John's Taxi. So this is meant to be the Dennis Quaid character. They are a couple, so they've kept that element. Francis McDonald's. I mean, the third movie's got a lot of famous people in. You've got Dennis Quaid, Francis O'Donnell. You got the last from Howard the Duck and Back to the Future. And then what's his name, man? He's in quite a lot of 80s movies. The black guy with the bald head. This lass here as well, I'm sure. So that's the lass in the middle. Her in the middle, she's a return actor as well. So she was in the first 2 Jaws as well. So they kind of, I mean, they probably have got a Martha's Vineyard. They cast a lot of locals in the original. As ludicrous as the third film, because the original the third film was as a parody, wasn't it? It was meant to be Jaws 3 people 0 people, something like that, and they put their big spin on it. They got the endorsement from SeaWorld and really pushed it and stuff like that. But that doesn't look like an island setting. It looks more like a coasting thing. Yeah. He's meant to be Dennis Quaid, but again, it doesn't fit. But if you were watching that, you go, right, it's easy to put on IMDb or whatever and go, the third movie doesn't exist in the storyline. Right, well, why is it in the box set? But Jaws could never really be remade. I do have that Nicolas Cage movie. It is on the pile for the good, the bad, and the what the fucks of the SS Minneapolis. Because they had started to develop that story that Quint tells the guys in the boat. And that's what they wanted for Jaws 2, but you know, you go with the formula of what works, you know what I mean? You're going to have enough problems getting the shark to work at that time, and you know, the cast, people want to see what the cast is doing, even though, like the characters are doing, sorry, even though it's a clueless that it's like John McClane happens to in a building, then it happens to him in an airport. It's like the same shit happens twice. I think you can get away with that, then you can get away with it later on, years later, as nostalgia. But yeah, it's just getting pretty serious. Like, Mario Van Peebles is going to appear soon in this. I really like him. I think he's made one of the best underrated films of all time, which is New Jack City. I mean, he's in Highlander 3, and he's in Posse, and Good Men and some weird shit, but he's a very creative director as well. But again, I think everyone really plays it straight. I mean, she definitely had seen Aliens when this was made. About the same Aliens before that. Yeah, let's have a look. She's definitely channeling Sigourney Weaver. 87. Jaws 3. Jaws extras. No. It's a very bleak box, this set. Just when he runs down the beach, where are you going? I don't know. Where are you going? Nowhere, sorry, it says nowhere. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Put some therapy on there. The picture quality looks really good. I mean, Universal didn't make it cheap. Well, it's a big ass funeral, that. Jesus. I've never ever ever been to an open funeral that I can remember. Like, you go to church. Oh, there's Roy Scheider, Paycheck flashback. Got that old Sepatone on there. Same good memories. So it's the youngest brother dead. Yeah, it's always church, then burial, or cremation. Cremation's a big thing around here. It's never a very nice time. But every time someone dies in the film, they're definitely like got to get that funeral scene in. The size of that lollipop she's got, Jesus, it's even bigger than her head. But yeah, that little girl there, she died like such. I mean, she's tiny, bless her. That is a huge lollipop. But seeing they're on an island that it's snowed, so I'm not exactly sure where they are, Martha's Vineyard. I mean, fucking hell, it snows anywhere now, doesn't it? And Martha's Vineyard were never a fan, even though it would bring absolutely massive tourism for the rest of their lives. That's a crossing boat. Fear of water is about to kick in. Oh, that was a bad auto dub. There's a taxi again. Thank God. Like John's taxi's getting some. He's fucking Uber taxiing before there was Uber taxiing, crossing on a ferry with him. Oh, I don't like that acting. Oh. Mustn't be easy doing that. And there we go. We got the log again. The log is there. The killer log. And that is it for Martha's Vineyard. We're about to whisk away. Now enter Michael Caine, who famously has said that he has never seen the movie. And always says, have you seen My House in the Bahamas or whatever. And you got to remember, by this point, he is peaked. And then, I mean, he's reinvented himself. But what Michael Caine has done is very smart. He's took a huge paycheck for a holiday in the Bahamas. What wouldn't you do? There is some sub bits missing from this. That he is a bit of a smuggler. This will have extra content because I did have on the DVD. I just opened the box set, but there's an alternative ending. Marion Van Peebles dies or doesn't die. I'm not sure which version this is going to be. But when you find Hoagie at the very end and they've got the cosmic blue water, and it's obviously been filmed on the back lot of Universal Studios, I always remember Mary Van Peebles dying, and I don't know if the shark dies slightly different. I want to say it does. I think in one version he gets poked with the end of the boat and he fucking blows up, and in another version he falls to the sea, and they use the original footage from Jaws in it and put the cry in because the rope from the barrels is there. Michael Caine. But again, this is one of my early introductions to Michael Caine. Yes, he's Get Carter. Yes, he's an Italian Job, the big ones. But you know, this was my real introduction to Michael Caine. It's Hoagie. Again, it was one of those films in the late 80s, going into the early 90s that's on telly. Which you go, oh yeah, Jaws 4, and you just think it's fucking ludicrous, isn't it? It's a great land in that. Fuck me, that's a really like risky camera down there. That's really cool. There you go. Oh, that's a singing taxi driver. It's fucking creepy, that shit, like. In all respect to like the actress, the little girl, she was quite dark skinned compared to the other two. They're adults. But she would have grown up in the Bahamas. That man, you see that Jeep fucking bricked up with them wheels on. She's tiny, bless her. She's a right, I've got a carton of orange apple juice, and it's got one of them weird spouts where you can't just drink out of it, so hang on 2 seconds. Yeah, but it's particularly one everywhere. Jesus. There you go. Get away from there! It's ludicrous though, isn't it? Like, shark, living on an island, sharks killed 2 members of your family, tormented the family. It's come back for revenge. I like the score, it's got that eeriness, that like sort of ding ding ding. It's like fair play to the composers, went in a different direction. But the idea that the shark is like discovered the plan and now headed towards the Bahamas is absolutely fucking insane. I mean, they could have been at the Bahamas at the start to begin with. You didn't have to be back at Amityville. Martha's Vineyard, sorry. Amity Island. You know, you didn't have to be back there. Even this bit here, this is quite a good thing. Like, even her artwork, her rusted art, looks like a shark. But I've never seen any of these actors in anything else. Michael Caine and Barry Peebles are the only two. Yeah, eeriness. Ding, 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 ding. It's all a Nightmare on Elm Street, almost jungle. Right, so here's a very creepy scenario. This also gives me a lot of fears as well, because you've got bright blue water, you can see us swimming in there, and you don't know it's a dream yet. It's that realization, you know, the unknown, really, innit? It's like the unknown. I mean, I've told about this a few times as well, like with the realization that you're the prey and there's a predator, like jump attacks and stuff like that. Yeah, the Neverending Story always startled me as a kid when that fucking wolf comes out the wall. It's fucking eerie there, and it's like whoa. But it's sort of like that internet video when the kids are screaming at this other kid and he's pointing at a crocodile trying to get a selfie or something, and he doesn't see this huge crocodile fucking inches away from his foot, and he just realizes. And it's just, you know, it's that realization. So there's a lot of underwater stuff. Obviously they moved to the Bahamas for the water, easy to work in for the shark, especially with the animatronics and stuff. Some of these scenes as well, I don't know if it's a scene coming up when he's chased across the boat, has been doing the rounds on Instagram where someone spent a lot of time replacing the shark digitally, which, you know, it just looks great. There he is, Mario Van Peebles, wanting some dreads. Do some seashells. Nice colour palette on it though. Death count so far 1. Let's keep counting. I did Tremors the other day. There's 5 people, and I think 2 of them are killed off camera, and one of them dies just coming into camera. It's like, okay. Mario Van Peebles had a proper, I mean, this was the rise of Mario Van Peebles, really. I mean, he was in big action movies, like sort of flopped a bit, called Solo. he's the villain in Highlander 3. I mean, New Jack City was a big movie. Then he made a film with Wesley Snipes years later called Hard Luck, and it's like, what the fuck is this movie going on about? It's like watching two different movies, and you never know what's going on, and I think the last 10 minutes the storylines cross over, and it's just... Oof. Jake. My dog was called Jake. I miss Jake. But yeah. As I say, no one's dialing in the performances. They're all serious. Gotta get him. Hope someone drop. Do. See, it's Christmas time. There's a fucking Christmas tree. It's Christmas Day. So Jake doesn't die, which again in this scene here shows you that he's got a girlfriend or a wife or anything like that. He's a caring guy, so to kill him off at the end, I mean, he is the expendable one when you look in the room. But even the Hoagie's gonna die. Hey, bleak leg. Put that teddy bear's head back on. Oh, it's got a tea set. Fucking back in the 80s and all that, when you got like games and stuff and boxes, you would get these fucking huge boxes. Go, look at this! Look at this! And you open it up and have about 5 or 6 bits if you didn't care. Now, you get these boxes that, like, as soon as you put it out, it's never going back in the box. It is literally like someone sat there and thought of every possible millimetre how to get it so tightly into this box to save on every cost you can imagine, from paying somebody to graphic design it, to fucking the print colour, the paper, you know what I mean, the polystyrene, the plastic, them little red or black twist fucking wires inside them. Back in the 80s, walking a shop and there's walls of just like massive rant about boxes. I'm fucking watching Jaws the Revenge. My beard's getting out of hand as well. I've just seen a reflection on the camera. Yeah, I like podcasts, sorry. So yeah. So there's been a massive jump. The last podcast I released before this was Fever Lake. I was going to watch Double O Kid today. That's what I'm going to do for. As I say, I want my Tremors to come out in the series, but now this has been recorded, so I might try and get, again, filming what I can, getting content as I can. And there we go. Right. I think we just get a reveal of the shark here. There we go. Literally. Like, no, like, big reveal. Like, the iconic, like, you're going to need a bigger boat. I mean, going back to Jaws 1, right? Everyone's just like, you're going to need a bigger boat. Come down here and chump some of this shit. Like, the most terrifying scene with Jaws 1 is when the guy, and whichever version you see, the guy when he's pushed the kid up on the boat, which will be the kid that's still alive. You should realise she's in the water. And you just see it, I mean, especially on Blu-ray now, because it's so cosmically clear and been so well transformed, and you just see the shark underneath turn with its mouth open and the eye goes down. That is fucking terrifying. And the scene in Jaws 2, when you come along the boat to the rope, there's that music I was on about, that music cue, and you've got the post, and then you see the shark, and then the camera pans down, the shark fin comes up, and it's an absolutely tremendous shot from when it was made. Excuse me. Away from the small shark in Jaws 3, that idea of just them like, oh my god, it's at the window, and it's just like, nah, I'm here. You think, what the fuck? I mean, you probably would have seen Hoagie coming a while before that, like, but that reveal of the shark there is really poor, especially in that clear of water. There's no hiding it. It's always been known that there's a left shark, a right shark, and an overhead shark, but that guy better get that car fixed behind. That apple juice is well thick. I don't want to drink loads because I might have to go to the toilet. I've never known who makes this apple juice. I've never known such a fucking Euro Shopper. Yes, we're in lockdown and stuff. Euro Shopper apple juice. You get yourself a carton of that. It's only £1 in, and try and take a drink out of it. And guys, jamming in the background. I do like this go ding 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 ding. I was lucky enough at Hex and Boots sale a couple of years ago to find Jaws 2 on vinyl. And even when I posted on the Daily Jaws group, they were like, "What the fuck? Where'd you find that?" You know, it's got new music across, and it's got the very rare original artwork of the spin on the original shark coming up and pending doom from below, and the guy trying to get back in a boat, you know, which was replaced with just a shark popping up, wasn't it? Was it a shark on the... Yeah, anyway. What's the shark peering up? There you go, binocular effect. My favourite. There's some fucking good binocular... Oh, right. I thought he was still out in his little fucking raft. Good sandcastle going there, like. It's proper run down, like, in the area. It's been no expense, like, there. Just getting your steps in there, are you? Fucking class actor, Michael Caine, like. My cousin got to work with him on Harry Brown. My cousin produced Harry Brown, and I just remember, like, where was I when this was happening? I was working away too. Harry Brown was filmed so quick. But I don't know what I would say to Michael Caine. I would probably get Jaws the Revenge signed by him. Apologies for my phone. It almost looks do. Now, I mean, look at that. Spectacular. If that was now, that would be CGI. I mean, they'll be on a bloody poor man's process there, like. And, yeah, total poo man. Blue screen, green screen, whatever your poison is. Do 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 do. A great cast though, you know. I mean, she's the lead in this. You know, it's her story. She went to the Bahamas. No idea that the shark is like found out, you know, and headed towards her. I mean, if you wanted to stay away from a shark, where would you stay? In your house, you know, in a city, in an apartment. You'd be perfectly safe. Unless someone comes up with a crazy idea of ghost shark, you know, you're safe in a fucking bathtub or ghost shark. There you go. A lot going down, like. I love watching extras. You always get that one extra who's deadpan the camera. Right, so we're going to get the reveal that they know that there's a shark there. It's going to bump inside. There is a scene when they're in a shipwreck and you can see all the wireworks just sticking out the side of the shark. I'm sure the shark just bumps up against him. There you go, doink. Excuse me. Fucking hell. That would have been better than seeing it in full fucking view before. I would have totally went for that there again. I'm telling you right there, that shot there, I mean that's a different shot, that's pretty good there. That first shot looked like a scene from the original. She senses it. I mean that's pretty good. Arr, arr, arr. It's a big ass fucking shark, that, mind. mean, that worked. That totally worked. But in the scene before, it's got like that albino look. So I would have got rid of that other scene. I would have had Jake briefly seen it. And then boom, that happens. But like definitely the shark mouth opener before looked like a scene from the original, just snipped in. These extras are fairly fucking gun for it. Got nothing to do but to hang around and get pissed for you. Yeah, one of the I will apologise for my phone. There's been a work group created with this corona outbreak, and there's about 12 people in the bugger. So much being put on some about travel. So right, okay, so he's going to go right. Been here before. His brother's just been killed by a shark. He's like, what the fuck, there's a shark. There's not meant to be a shark around here. It's warm water. There's the binocular effect. But yeah, I think like The Shallows, except for its Hollywood ending, The Shallows was quite a good shark film. That could have had the Jaws in a tagline. There's that tune again. It's very Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, just done very serious. The closest you're going to get is probably Rogue, which is a crocodile movie. But it'd all be CGI now. I mean, you got to look at the technical aspect of doing all this and when they did it. You know. Just I still can't believe a ghost shark. That they cloned the original shark into it and just, you know. I still haven't seen the second one, Urban Jaws, is it called, or something like that. See, I love shots like that. Look at them, just fucking water reflection on shadows and stuff. It's really cool. Excuse me. What are you stressing out about it? Oh. Flick your knickers. Flick your knickers at it. It's got so many bad things about to come out my mouth there. I just better not, you know. You just fucking fling your knickers at you, get stuck to you and all kinds of stuff. Like, okay. So Hoagie's sex pesting. I'm sure the whole him being a smuggler was dropped. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's got any extras or deleted. See, hopefully it's got the alternative ending. I will have a look at the end of the podcast about that. Depending on which version the Blu-ray throws at us as the ending. Either Mario Van Peebles is dead or he's not dead. It's some poker going. Happy New Year. That's his girlfriend. Little bit grainy there. Island Casino. Oh, there's Hoagie on the crafts table. God, I've never got that. I watched Empire Records a few weeks back, and just the whole idea of, I've never gambled like this in my life. I've only ever been in a casino once walking through. The idea of chucking dice out there and you riding all your money on it. Roll the dice. Right there, 1-1. See, anything a double, but you're putting all your money down there and you're just throwing dice, and it just fucking seems insanity. Roll the luck, really, innit? Wouldn't dare do that. I mean, I go, like, every now and then I get a scratch card and I'm like, I'll have a £2 one. And you look, fuck me, there's like a £10 scratch card, and you think, are you guaranteed to win at least some? But then obviously not, because everyone will just go, and have a £10. You know what I mean? It's fucking... Nah, I've never been a gambler. Never. So New Year's passed. Who's getting lucky? He looks fucking kind of pissed there already. Aye, don't tell his mum about the shark. God, he does look proper merry like. Getting the great camera work there. Follow it through, pan it down. It's not your party at all, it's fucking New Year's Eve. Oh, you're out because it's her birthday then, that's fine. You can say it's your party. Oh. Dude. Bloody hell, didn't give him very much time, not even dance for one song. Some funky haircut that made. He's a sex pest. So we've had one death. We're 41 minutes into the movie. So we've seen the shark twice and one death. Yeah, it's definitely a drama. Well, a thriller probably, you know. It's got a lot. That lass in the background who's just, I mean, it's flicked now, but she was like, if I was editing and I was watching that, I would have cut it exactly the same time that editor did there. Because she's just like, hi camera, I want to be in this movie too. I am not going on IMDb during this movie. Because the IMDb trivia goofs and all that is fucking ridiculously long. I've been there and done that. As I say, there is a fast forward review with Jack, and there is even a review random of when I'd watched the Jawses, and I think it was not long after I'd watched the Jawses. The box set went really cheap at work. I think it's like $6.99. Normally rocks about 18 quid on Blu-ray. So just following his little set around, there's not much to even pick up on. Still got the same t-shirt on. I had two on 2 days ago. Are we just meant to believe? I mean, that's definitely probably going to be the same day they film them other scenes, man. I mean, Jake looks a bit more sophisticated to have different t-shirts. But again, does Jake get killed because he's the antagonist on this? He's made, he's really pushed Michael into pursuing this shark, but Michael doesn't really, from what I remember, really like talk about being traumatized, about being that boy who was, I mean, in the alternative take, he is grabbed by a guy who's grabbed by the shark, and he is transported along the water until the shark drags a guy down who's definitely leaving him left in the water, or in the alternative take he's pushed on the boat. He's also the kid who also got knocked out for the last part of Jaws 2, and then if it's whichever form of character he is, he's also the one who, you know, was in SeaWorld perfectly safe and he got attacked by a great white shark. I mean, he hasn't got that much luck, but he doesn't really, to me personally, pursue it. he doesn't really like. If Jake was that good of a friend, Jake should really like not pushing it, so that rather than jumping around that, they just sort of forget about it. Really. Very similar to the actor who's in. I think it's just the time, you know, the big curly hair and beard. I don't recognise him out of anything. Looks a bit like the actor from Batteries Not Included. It's one thing, this with all this virus outbreak and everything I've watched recently, many old and new films, you gotta realise that everyone's going through the same thing. I mean, I've been doing podcasts now for close to 2 years now, and encouraging people to still like find isolation and like just, you know, finding something you can do while being safe, you know, because, you know, anyone listening to this who's fucking rambling again, mental state of mind, it can get tricky and stuff. Again, look at that shot there though, nicely filmed through the window, you know, panned across. There's no reflection. I mean, you can't even see a crewman in the window. Proper angry welder though. Well, again, they've stretched it out. There's been very little animatronics needed so far. She's pretty hot when she turns on this fucking burner mind. I mean, would you go somebody near that? No. Get any close like that. A couple of random. In the background, there's 2 dogs and a cat. No, fucking hell! It's a goat, a dog, and a cat. Out the window. What is going on out that window? And a random guy with a Hawaiian shirt on, but a certain his beach towel. Well, like, is that just a random extra? Oh, there's another goat out there as well. So random. There you go, come down and chomp some of this shit. Look at that blood. Look at that, just that extra detail of all that blood coming off. At least he's got a different t-shirt on now. I'm sure they just spot him. If you've got to lean that far out, get a bigger stick. I'd have definitely used that shot quite a lot. There you go, see him coming a mile away. Dun, dun, dun. Just going along with its mouth open. Suspenseful. It's just disappeared. I mean, that's a lush picture contrast. Oh, it's got it. Stab it then. Fucking have that. Yeah. That was fucking brilliant. Ah! It was such a delayed reaction. And then it starts rolling like a dinosaur, doesn't it? Yes, Michael. And that's the left side of the shark. I mean, he's right there. It's so cold in the winter. It's dead breezy there. I mean, they probably would have shot it off peak season. Got seeing all these people with the food in the background, man. Isolation and what you can get in the shop, and like, God, you're gonna lose some weight. Like, I miss like traveling New Zealand now and just going to a place and right, have the biggest fucking burger you got. I mean, brother Callum took this to this town. Probably a bit like this was on the other side of Kaikoura and stuff. Hey Christ, man, this burger was the size of a fucking 12-inch pizza. He's a sex pest. A fair play to them, right? It must be really hard rebuilding a relationship that later on in life. It's fucking hard building any kind of relationship like that. So, the Sharks had its dinner. We're 51 minutes in now. And the guys are going to try and track him down. I mean, look at that water, man. It looks cosmic. And knock the effect back on. At the end of the day, he's looking through binoculars with sunglasses on, but then when you're seeing his point of view, you're seeing it without like a sunglass effect on it. It's just clear skies and stuff. So they've got a shark tracker anyway, so disappeared. A stealthy ninja. Flapping your lips. There's that tune again. It's quite a nice little jingle, like. I'll definitely be putting on my Jaws soundtrack after this podcast is done while I'm mastering and rendering a few things. Oh, there's the shark again. And that is the full shot. Well, I thought we were going to get a full shot. Again, it's just another random insert. Like, why? It's almost like that, the scene before with the tag, and then the random, just there's the shark in the water, don't worry about it, there it is, you're either going to laugh at it, you're going to not. And it's all just the same bit of footage, really. Should that all be like bending and wobbling the way it is? What's she doing? I'm gonna have to look at that because I'm sure she died, that little girl. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Dark Water, right. There's a shot again, wakes him up. Jaws the Revenge. Let's have a look here. So it was 1987, that would have been 4. Lance Guest, he's Last Starfighter, Halloween 2. Jericho TV show, House, Jag. He's been in quite a lot. He's in the X-Files. Every time, I mean, I'm still up to, I think, season 4. This scene right here is obviously playing off the original. There you go. Judith Balster. Yeah, died a year after this video. Film was made on Wednesday. Next Door Neighbor, Heard Loud. Oh my god. Oh shit. So my friend Dan has been going on about this for a while at work, and she's the voice of she's the voice in Land Before Time. And yeah, she was shot dead by a dad. Fucking hell. It's a coincidence that's the same actress we've been talking about. Yeah, Fritza Jane Courtney. Jaws 2, Jaws the Revenge. Jaws. So yeah, she's a returning actor. Top bill class. Leave. Oh shit the bed. Didn't see her at the start. She's just she must have been at the funeral or in the house. The mother of the boy in the RAF from the original movie. She must have had she must have been at the morning when they're at the house. Lauren Gray is still alive. She only ever been in 33 films, and Jaws the Revenge was her last movie. She obviously got a pretty decent paycheck, and she would get quite a bit of money just doing the cons now, but she's probably gone into producing or something, you know. Fuck me, is that the lead actress in this? She does not fucking has a girl from Daylight in it. So yeah, I know why Lance Guest sounds familiar to us when I've just said that as well. It's because obviously when we do fast forward reviews, the names are digitally put on the screen, and I would have typed it up on that edit. Bees. Right, okay, so back to the movie. Sorry about that. IMDb. I said I'm not going to go on the gaffes or anything like that. The film is notoriously slated and hated. I know Richard Jackson, Oliver Harper, and maybe Duncan Casey have done a podcast for all 4 Jaws movies. But with me personally, I only want to do the one and go back to Tremors, but the first Jaws is phenomenal. I went to see it at the anniversary release of the pictures last year. Unfortunately, with Brittany working for Apple, just starting work for Apple, she can go to the showing. So me and my mum went. Took my mum, my dad went on a date to see Jaws, and it looked amazing. And funny enough, my friend Axon Jackson, I told him about it about a couple of days beforehand, and his whole family came and sat next to us, and these are allocated seats. Proper coincidence. Great night, packed cinema, looked amazing, sounds amazing. And this is a scene that's been on Instagram quite a lot when it's been side-by-side comparison. It's just someone coming along and putting in either real shark footage or just replacing it. It kind of works, you know. There's that binocular effect again. So there's a lot of repetitiveness until this point. We've had binoculars, see, So here we go. There it is. See that twist? Bang. I mean, wide open. Right, so straight away, right there and then, you could see the entire bottom base that holds it up and shifts. That is so in your face. It is visual, like you would look for a better edit. That must have been the only clip they could have used. With stuff like that, double film it, you know what I mean? But yep, you could totally see the entire rod that holds it up. It looks like they've got rid of the jawline, iconic for the hinge that Bruce had, and for that you don't really get much mouth movement really. So there you go, this is the scene that's been put on. Just reversed. Sharks don't swim backwards. See, I would have had the shark like coming up behind him, glooming a little bit. You just have it in shot there. And there you go, it's just twisting away. See, there's no urgency because they're not in the same shot. And that there is almost like the same shot. I mean, it looks fluffy. I mean, that's the same shot from before. I mean, the shark generally looks fluffy. It doesn't look like... It looks very polystyrene. See there? That's really cool, that shot. The two chamber doors, the open water, the light looks class. Oh. Again, though, that's really good sound engineering. That just adding that little nut in there. Of course, the shark's going to go on the fucking shipping, isn't it? Likes to get stuck between that and the stairs, doesn't he? So you just like earing down. Just having a little wander. There you can see the track on the floor as well. It's like, oh my god. But where is it? Like, why wasn't the shark in that shot there? He falls back, you can see straight down the corridor, there's no shark. Probably one of the worst things about trying to escape a shark in the water. Getting to the top of the water and realise you're fucking miles away from your boat. It's going to blow his air tank. Is it busted up? Like, see there on the left there, you can see all the wires sticking out into the side of it. And it's just lying, it's just, oh. That's just, it's not even subtly hidden, it's right in your face. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, I like that tune. Din 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 din. But they're not going to release Jaws 4 anytime soon on vinyl, are they? Oh, let's do some stretches. Let's have a quick brush it with death. And it's 7:15. We are officially... Press the right button. Press the wrong button the other night on Tremors. An hour and 3 minutes in. So I've got 25 minutes left. Maybe 20 minutes. Give and take. End credits. What movie did I watch? Jaws, fucking hell, yeah, Jaws 2, man. That ended so quickly. The end credits were so short on Jaws 2. But fuck be going back in the water the next day. So it's checking up on a few things online. Some more people on this. Got a few people to reply to, but I'll do that after this. Aren't you supposed to go backwards? Yeah, it's gonna jump in. Fucking dived head first in. He's back in collecting. He doesn't get chased straight away, does he? I think you're safe. I mean, what would you think? You know, you witnessed this shark stuff. But again, right, that's a really good scare. That's a really good scare. But yeah, you wouldn't. Biology, alright, yeah, we're going to get the banana boat, aren't we? So hang on. No one's died since the first guy, has he? So yeah. The banana boat. I've been on one of them once. Never again. Oh, she's off. Oh my god. That guy's bald head with hair. I mean, that's what I would look like if I grew my hair. Gee, you just shave it off. Right, check out that pedal bike, man. That's mental. Right, okay. You can see the entire film crew, every single body, and her reflection of her glasses. There we go. It happened the other night with Trump. You can see the whole set when it was close on her there. Look at that, man. Everyone's just staring at boom mic director. Okay. I mean, it's bad when you obviously like. Oh God, you can see everything. And that's just the shark's calling card on this, you know, that just reveal from the water. And of course, the sunglasses she's got on are fucking. I mean, I can't see the shark on that shot, but. Shark. The one gets eaten off the banana boat, doesn't she? Hiya! See, that's a pretty cool shot. Fucking brutal. I mean, that shark was so high out of the water there as well. I mean, look at that. That imagery there is what it should have been more like. It's like, I mean, that there, it's like the original death of the kid on the inflatable in the original. If you Google it, and there's this black and white picture of this fucking shark coming up, what it kind of looks like on the artwork, and it just would have been a black and white picture in the darkness of its eyes anyway. You can just see this kid, and it's just like Jesus. And all in the movie, all you get is like a bit of a fin and him bubbling around, but like Jesus, just the imagery, just Google it, and like stuff like that was far better. Seeing the shark from a distance, someone impending doom, and that's what you kind of need. Of course, she's going to go full psycho here, get on a boat and go look for it. Again, borrowing the thing from Aliens, I think, but like no gun, no idea, just on a boat. Let's just take the boat. It's a ludicrous idea. It's almost as ludicrous as a shark following her to the Bahamas. Wow. Get the dramatic music on the go. Where have you been? He's good delivery, like. Yeah, is he not on the boat? He would have got back boat. I don't know. Did you not stole Jake's boat? I don't know whose boat you stolen. So yeah, the confession that he knew the shark was there. Looking a bit grainy here. First time I really noticed the grain. I want to see if I can get the movie pop guy Paul Ray to actually since coming. Hi mate, I'm doing a podcast for Jaws the Revenge. I don't know, like, if you want to send us a soundbite. I've approximately got 20 minutes left. He's just running along the beach. His mum's just stole the boat. They're off to get the shark. Mario Van Peebles just happens to be coming out the bathroom. Send us a voice clip for the podcast. Alright, catch you soon, bud. Neptune's Foley. Paul Ray. Me and Paul have been talking for weeks and weeks and weeks now about podcast for the two Ghostbusters. It's one of the reasons I haven't done the two Ghostbusters. Paul said he'll do them. Only if we can do it. See happens. Hoagie's just out on his board again. Paul wants to do the third one as well, so. Got a better idea? Yeah, I've got a fucking plane, motherfucker. It's fucking parachute out, man. Address the elephant in the room. Sean is the younger brother. Chief Brody must be Martin Brody, yeah. Aye, Martin. Aye. Found her quick, didn't they? Oh, no, it's not there. Right, aye, that's it. Right, because it's a really good shot, but it sort of flies over, doesn't it? And it comes out the back of the boat. I'm hoping the Paul Ray will get back to us. It's not like he's at work or anything. No one's at work at the moment. No, he's answered. Well, he hasn't answered. Sorry, he's heard my voice message. There we go. The shark's popped out of the water again. Stealthily hidden. It's creeping up behind her, isn't it? Oh, there we go. See, it's there. The fin is there. I mean, she has spotted it, like, but she just waits for it to come to her. Dun, 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 dun. Turns the boat off and everything, just like, right, see this. I mean, why is this shark after her? Son of a bitch, yeah. Get away from her, you bitch. See, look at the shark. It's a big ass shark, that, like. I mean, with shots like that, they would just pull it, wouldn't they? They would just actually just pull it. There you go. It pops out the water. Just hear it, yeah. That shark can nearly fly. That fucking thing. Why did she just wait there for it to come get her? I mean, spiritual fucking weird shit is this? Go on, Hoagie. Gonna land his plane. Now your plane's on. It's pretty. There was a scene cut out of Jaws 2. There was a scene cut out of Jaws 2 with the helicopter pilot when he was upside down. That was really terrifying. That, because in the movie goes down, there goes the fucking helicopter. But obviously it's one of them bubble glass helicopters and it's upside down, submerged with water, and it's fucking quite terrifying. Like, I mean, they've generally just wrecked a fucking plane for that. I mean, that's a really good idea, isn't it? I mean, crash the plane in the water and get on the boat. See, it fake deaths. I mean, in theory, Michael Caine probably could have died here, but that shot again. So the shark has took out boats, helicopters and airplanes. He's a bit of a vigilante, like, isn't he? Oh, he's dead. For now, anyway. What's he said there? Come on, send us a voice clip this way so I can play it for the podcast. You can do it in a Jamaican accent if you want. Do. So yeah, it makes no really sense what's just got. Oh, fucking hell. There you go. The other side of the boat. I mean, that's a hell of a fucking underwater swim, mind. Not only that distance from the ship, from the plane, but to come on the other side of the boat. Get the fucking sail up then, man. Neptunes. It's quite dark blue from the Bahamas. Got to give it ear for effort pumping that pump there, wouldn't it? Fucking hell. I think the shark is coming. Excuse me. Jesus. Fuck. It's just going 7 o'clock. Day 4 in the house. Oh Christ. Just wasn't expecting that strobe light effect when I really moved. Yeah. Day 4. Dude, fuck, see how blue that is now though. Like, what the fuck happened to the sea? It's like fucking, well, now it's dark blue. So this went from dark blue to cosmic turquoise. Shark Raw. Get back to that pub. Look how cosmic that is now. What is going on with this water? Obviously this is where Jake could meet his demise, or does. Back with his pole. Doesn't see it coming, it's right under him, does he? So if Jake doesn't die in this edit, that means only 2 people die in Jaws Revenge. There it goes. I mean, it's fucking flying. Fucking hell, slow motion, oh fuck. He falls into the mouth. Oh, it's fucking so bloody, that. I mean, that shark, from its projecting and all that, just come out of the water and did a fucking free willy. I mean, he's definitely dead in this version after that. That's quite a fucking grim scene there. So this must be, I don't know, maybe the version is still alive. But he definitely looked dead there, like. So between the endings though, you can, it says there was loads of reshoots. We have a 6-second voice clip from the movie pop guy, Paul Ray. I do not know what he's going to say.
Now, my name is Michael Caine. Now, I did Jaws 4 because it bought me a house. Everybody's supposed to blow the bloody shark up, ain't you? Now, my name is Michael Caine. Now, I did Jaws 4 because it bought me a house. Come on, you big overgrown goldfish. Come to Jake.
Jake's just been killed. Oh, flashback of Sean dying. Oh god, that's about the 3rd time that shot the shark's been used. Fair enough, it's in 7. Oh, Rob Scheiner's back in it. Smile, you son of a bitch. Oh. Paul keeps deleting these messages. Bzzzt. It starts roaring, doesn't it? Roar! It's like, what? It roars like a fucking dinosaur. Here we go.
I always wanted to make love to an angry welder. I dreamed of nothing else since I was a small boy.
Michael Caine doesn't say that in the film. Lance Guest does. Shark roar. There you go. See, look, there we go. It gets stabbed and it just fucking explodes. Like, literally, like, what's the shark made of? Dynamite? I mean, everyone falls off the boat. And this is from the original Jaws movie here, because you can see the rope hanging out of its mouth. And as you can see there, you can see the fake sky behind them in the blue tank. You can see the dead end. You can see the water hitting up against the wall. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? So this, yeah, we go. Jake's still alive in this version. So this isn't the version I seen as a kid. Who else is it gonna be? God. It's like the fucking Truman Show, that. Dear me. The Blu-ray has the end scene where Mario Van Peebles is still alive, and it must have been filmed on the back lot of Universal Soldier because it looks like the fucking Truman Show. The water hitting the fucking sky and stuff. It's fucking weird. And the shark, as soon as the boat touches the pier, it explodes like it's fucking C4.
Oh, Lance Guest. One of the classic 80s films, The Last Starfighter. I absolutely love The Last Starfighter.
There again, Lance Guest. The little girl's from The Land Before Time as well, and that's the one who was like murdered a year later after this movie. So Hoagie's got a new plane. Is everyone moving to Amityville now? Oh, she's going back. The shark's dead, don't worry about it. So she must have got a massive paycheck for this. I mean, it would have been a bit more surreal if Roy Scheider was like, it was Roy Scheider. Yeah, thought you would call it Stan Sharks. I want to go to the Bahamas. Well, it's a shark here too. Oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, they've really tried to ground it and dodge the elephant in the room. There are a couple of shark effects that do look good, but then some of it is overused. But yeah, so Mario Van Peebles doesn't die, so only 2 people die in Jaws the Revenge. Oh, we've got a 20-second voice clip of Paul Ray.
Oh, the thing that we were talking about the other day about, you know, people get murdered after films, you know, like the last from Poltergeist. Not Carol Ann, but her sister who got murdered by her boyfriend as soon as the film got released, the very first Poltergeist film. This house is now clean.
See, this is the reason why I want Paul Ray on a podcast. He's a fountain of knowledge. He's a very funny guy. And the additional voices. It's a lot of people doing additional. Rocky is an additional voice. So yeah, that was the podcast for Jaws the Revenge. I'm just going to go to the menu screen. Extra features, alternative ending. So let's watch the alternative ending. I might have to watch the trailer after this. The Sharks. Another one. So this is the version I remember being, obviously would have been taped off television. It's just picking up when she's riding the boat, driving the boat, riding the boat. Michael Caine is dumping out some water. Shark comes out from up the water. Fucking hell. Okay, so we are way back. What fucking hell? So alright, so Michael is on the board. I was fucking thinking it's gone all like that looks so much like the scene just before the land in the plane, but then I realised obviously Hoagie's fucking cleaning out water. So yeah. So at this point it's flashback of Sean and set a tone. Jake's obviously been eaten. This is the version where he is dead. Flashback of the banana boat. Smile, you son of a bitch, is back again. Just getting his little torch, he's going to flash it. Flash, flash. Boomf. It's fucking roaring again. Flash. Bzzm. Zap him. Zap him. Zap him. Sweet Jesus. Just smacked Michael Caine in the head. No. Zap. Fuck me, they covered some distance in there in a couple of seconds, didn't they? Smile, you son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Stabs it. Blood powers out of its mouth. Pouring out. Everyone's about to fall off the boat. Shark is screaming in pain. Now that, even though the shark's a completely different colour, from the other angle, you know, they put all that effort in for that shark to look that way. And there, look, half the ship going down with a shark stabbed into it. I mean, that's a fucking far better ending than the shark exploding than using footage from the original movie. That was a great visual ending. There you go, back to Hoagie. Alright, so I've been Stephen Monkey Mason. This has been the podcast for Jaws the Revenge. The only podcast for the 4 movies. The first one is absolutely cinema gold. The second one is good. It's really well made. I think the second one, John Williams returns for a newer score. The shark seems to work a little bit better. They knew what they were trying to make with that one. Jaws 3, it is a what the fuck movie. The idea, let's have it in SeaWorld, the shark trapped in SeaWorld, but it just becomes ludicrous, and then the 3D effects are just, they're laughable now, you know what I mean? It's really tarnished the movie. And Jaws 4, you know, if it's not using original footage, I just don't think they've used the shark well, and just the idea of the shark attacking, come back for revenge years later, then working out she's moved to the Bahamas and getting there extremely quickly to the Bahamas. So yeah, I've been Stephen Monkey Mason. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now.